let's talking about how to successfully find a business partner in Brazil. Whether you're in pharmaceuticals, cosmetics, or even the food industry, the first thing we must keep in mind when forming business partnerships in Brazil is understanding that cross-culture is essential for business success. The Brazilian people are usually very welcoming and friendly. Informality is always present in relationships, even in business settings. Oh, and not to mention delays. Don't expect meetings to always start on time, as being late is part of the Brazilian charm. That's why invitations for trips on yachts to beautiful Brazilian islands and beaches. That's why. Or discussing contracts over a barbecue dinner aren't unusual at all. It's part of the Brazilian style. A friendly and flexible way of doing business, where building personal connections and trust often comes before diving into the details of the contract.
So, Eliana, tell us, what are the sensitive points we should pay more attention to in this business?
Here are a few things I'd like to point out. For example, remember that a good business partnership is like a good marriage. At the beginning, both parties are completely in love with each other and aren't interested in discussing anything beyond how great things feel. But as things evolve, just like in a marriage, issues that weren't discussed early on can become very tricky later. That's why, when you're signing your contract, make sure to cover all the essential points and talk openly with your Brazilian partner. Because changing a contract after the business has started is like trying to fix a marriage. It's always tough, and the risk of it ending in a divorce is much higher.
So, Eliana, tell us, what are the most important elements to look out for in the contract?
There are several elements to keep in mind, but I especially want to highlight the importance of the holder of the product registration with Anvisa. This is crucial because if you don't dedicate a section to it in the contract and the business relationship ends tomorrow, you could face serious administrative and financial issues. Make it clear that the holder of the product registration with Anvisa is your company. Also, plan for ways to transfer this ownership or allow its use by third parties if needed. And finally, don't forget about protecting your brand and product trademarks as well as patents. It's not uncommon to see foreign companies having to buy back their own brands in Brazil because they were registered under local companies' names. So, before any contact with Brazilian companies, make sure to protect the ownership of your trademark and patents in Brazil.